You're going to enter the clip over there? Miami Vice?
I'm just waiting, man.
You're just waiting.
Waiting to see what way this
Do you know what the most
go.
ironic thing about we're going to talk about Barcelona in just a second and Valencia, but the most ironic thing about Francis's costume is you never hit puberty, so you're never able to grow a mustache in the first place. So what is it like to finally have one?
It feels like my lip is coated, so I feel like it's warm. But this is the biggest mustache that anyone's ever seen.
It's not a mustache. It looks like you kind of...
It looks like I cut the head off a brush.
Went to the Brazilian waxing clinic and just took some from a poor lady and just put it right over your face.
Really, that lady must have been very hairy.
Oh, yeah, man.
So, yeah, today is Dress Up for Work Day at TYT, but Jason along with...
Is that what they call it in Scotland?
Like, Jason along with no one else.
Oh,
just
wow.
like two people then didn't get the memo.
At least three. Michael Schur's not wearing anything?
He's not here full time.
Full-time TYT says it on his Twitter thing. Always TYT.
And who else? Dan. And Bart.
And Bart.
We had some outstanding costumes. You could probably see that on Twitter.
Yeah, go to the TYT. Young Turks Facebook Live did Cenk's really rough Bane of Thrones.
Yeah, that was funny. But anyway, we have a good story to get to, which is Barcelona and Valencia. So if you recall, last week with the last-minute goal, Valencia fans didn't take it too well. And it resulted in a bottle being thrown on the park, which hit Neymar. And as a result, the explosion from the bottle kind of just made its way around to the rest of the players that were in the huddle, who all just hit the deck, just because it was such a violent thing. But anyway, I'm not going to say anything on the bottle thrown. If you throw a bottle or any object on the park, expelled for life. Never allowed in that stadium again. That is my rule of thumb on this, because whether you throw whether you throw a plastic bottle, there's nothing in it, or whether you throw a coin that hits someone in the face and blows it up, I think that
a giant. Like, your whole thing is falling apart. You can take this from the top if you want, but...
Oh, you're a fish.
No,
you're so
that's not a distraction thing. That's literally like the...
But I'm in the middle of a full statement and you're trying to grab the mustache off my face.
Anybody who is watching this clip is going to be sitting there going, what the fuck is coming out of Francis's chin?
That's Halloween. So, yeah, I feel like if you throw anything on the park, whether it be a plastic bottle that's not going to do too much damage, or a small pound coin that could really hurt someone, as it has done in the past. I believe it was a referee killed once when he was hit by a coin from distance that had damage to his head. So that's obviously the tragic repercussions of doing something that stupid. But Lionel Messi, lip reading. What did you take from Lionel Messi?
All right, so if we go back to the actual events, because Messi hits the penalty that eventually gets them the win in Valencia. Valencia fans, not too happy about that, understandably so. And Messi really does run up to him. So here's a picture of when he's right before he was about to say it. We obviously can't show video for copyright reasons. He was pumped, and he goes right to the corner and right to the fans, and he said, from Marsa, who was able to read Messi's lips and give a partial translation, La cancha de sus madres hijos de puta, which in a loose translation is like your sons of bitches, but it's actually much worse than that. In Spain and how it's pretty much conceived, once again, anytime I go into any kind of Spanish language stuff, the comment section usually backs me up with, the loose translations I give. It's close, never spot on, but you're really not supposed to, or it's very frowned upon in Spanish culture, to insult anybody's mother. They're held at a very sacred, like all our mothers are, but here in America, like the your mom joke
My mother is a saint.
was a show on TV.
Yeah.
Your
mama.
Hosted by the guy from That 70s Show,
Yeah,
Valderrama.
Valderrama.
In other countries and other cultures, it's taken much more seriously. In this case, Messi was going for the throat. He really did look at the fans and basically told them, your mothers are useless, your mothers are... I don't even like saying this word, even though you get thrown around in England all the time. Your mothers are cunts.
C-U-N-Ts.
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday.
It's not a pretty word.
So I'm not condoning what Messi says, but at the same time, I'm understanding of his frustrations, because that was after. That wasn't as soon as he scored his goal.
That was a joke.
That wasn't as soon as he scored his goal. That was after the bottle was thrown at Neymar, and thrown at them, and it hit Neymar. And at that point, you're frustrated. Your players are in danger. Your teammates are in danger. You don't know what's been thrown on the park. You're heated. You just scored a last-minute goal. I would have probably done the same.
Okay. I have a few takeaways. For one, and we also have to get into, actually, let's get into this first before we get to our takeaways. More news about this. Here's Barcelona's two statements. The first one is context. The second is the actual statement, the official statement. FC Barcelona has formally requested that the Administrative Court of Sport open disciplinary proceedings against Javier Tebas, who is the president of Spain's La Liga, and the members of the competition committee as a result of their unacceptable public declarations and assessments regarding the FC Barcelona players who were attacked during last Saturday's match versus Valencia CF at Mestalla Stadium.
Yes.
The next part of this is the official statement. I'll paraphrase for the most part, so it's not too much reading. The declarations made by Tebas are irresponsible, unbecoming of a sports executive. The club shall present said declarations to the TAD, as we just ran through before, so it may consequently assess them, and if it finds any punishable action, take the appropriate measures. So FC Barcelona is not happy. They want to go after the president of La Liga and the reffing association that exists because they don't. I get it. Water bottles cannot cause harm, but you can't just allow certain things to be thrown into the pitch. Nothing should ever be thrown into the pitch. This goes for all sports. First of all, it's vandalism in a way. It does impede progress from the game. It's a dumb thing to do. I understand when fans get frustrated. I understand hooliganism, but I don't think you should ever be taking it out on the park itself. I've always found it amazing that the idea is let's riot and tear down our beautiful city in honor of our team winning or losing.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. However, in Messi's case, I'm on your side. Words are just words, as harsh as they were. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't singling out a single person. He was just telling it to the whole group of Valencia fans that they're all. I'm not going to go into the words again. I don't want to offend anybody in Spain.
Can I see that quote one more time again?
The second one?
Quick. Yeah, the second quote. So on top of that, the reason is it's rare that someone who is in charge of La Liga will be brought into a situation when it doesn't involve them, it involves the club. So you'd expect them to maybe try and take action against Valencia's head or the managers or the staffing at Valencia for that happening. But they're going after La Liga as well because the comments made by someone in power at La Liga was kind of putting blame on Barcelona's players as well, saying that they were saying things that they shouldn't have been saying, which, again, I think is a ridiculous argument and makes the case, again, Barcelona, as much as they are huge in La Liga, are often under a lot of scrutiny because they're not the Real Madrids of La Liga. They're not the apple of everyone's eye. Real Madrid are owned primarily by royalty in Spain, have a lot of funding in there, and they're not part of a city, or they're not part of a place in Spain that's trying to get away from Spain. That's why Barcelona often come under so much scrutiny and that's why Piqué is almost made to be the villain in every example because he obviously stands for free in Catalan or free in Catalonia, whatever way you want to put it. And I think that Barcelona, I'm going to go out there and say that they probably will face a little bit harsher punishment, and people will often, in an example like this, if it was Real Madrid that were getting the bottles thrown at them, I don't think comments would be made towards Real Madrid players asking for that upon them or instigating the situation. I think it would be, you threw a bottle at Ronaldo or anyone else in Real Madrid, you threw it, whatever it's plastic, glass, whatever, you have to be punished. And I think that you would have seen a little bit of a difference.
We're calling this bottle job. Bottle job, or you bottled it?
Bottle job, is that for a pun behind it? If we were the
because it's not going to be Bottlegate. I absolutely refuse.
No way will it be Bottlegate. I don't even think anything will happen. I really don't think so. I think that Valencia needs to take action on their own. They need to make sure that if they spot anyone doing anything of the sort, throwing any sort of items, bottles, anything, that fan is expelled until further notice.
Here's something they can do that's going to make every fan of Valencia hate me for the rest of my existence. You could win.
That's a good point.
I mean, look, it's to me the best argument in all of sports. Scoreboard.
Yeah, it's very true.
Just look at the scoreboard. Again, it's not going to solve anything, but it's, to me, if Messi said some mean things, the best thing you could ever say back is if you were up 3-2.
That's it. It's going to be so. And I understand at the same time as I will sympathise with the fans as well. There's nothing sorer in a game against a team that you know are better than you. When you lose in the last minute.
So
it's a sore one.
I think the only way that Barcelona would head back to Valencia this season, because the next match will be at Barcelona, would be for the Copa del Rey if it happens to work out that way. And if it were to, we got some storylines. Yeah,
there's going to be some beef there.
Some rivalry.
That'll be some beef. We'll look forward to seeing that. All right, here's in the comments. What did you think of the whole situation? Do you think Lionel Messi's words were a little harsh? Do you think the Valencia team, board, staff, players have to be held accountable for this? Fans specifically. Hit us in the comments. Make sure to send us pictures over on Twitter of your Halloween costumes this weekend. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't. Francis _ Maxwell, Jason Rubin 91, Francis Maxwell host on Instagram, and Jason Rubin 91. And you will probably see pictures of Jason Rubin petrified this weekend as we go to Halloween Horror.
That's for another clip.